as Nick Johnson leads us off here in the first inning. Count is 1-1 here. And the pitch. Swung on by Nick. Hit there in the left center field. And Nick's looked like he's going to start it off with a base hit. So great job by Nick getting us started off here early. First batter of the game. And he gets a single to left center. All right, so we have Chase Yearwood coming up at second at bat, as it looks like Jace is giving his stuff to Devontae so he can walk it back, and Nick can get ready to start running the bases. Once again, folks, we want to say thank you for logging into the Newton High School Junior Varsity Rams baseball game. We are live from Druid Hills Baseball Field, home of the Red Devils. And our first batter, Nick Johnson, gets on base as the pitcher throws over to first. Nick gets back safe and sound. But Nick started us off good by getting a single here, being first up to the plate. Our next batter is Jace Yearwood as he takes one right down the middle. And that's a strike. So once again, folks, bear with us. Like I said, this is a secluded area out here. There's a lot of trees around. Internet is not extremely great, but we're going to try to make it do what it do. In the meantime, we're going to try to give you as much of the picture as we possibly can. So thank you for tuning in to the live broadcast. Parents, make sure you're heading over on your GPS to Druid Hills Middle School. That is where their high school's home field is. This Druid Hills Middle School is where the baseball field is located. Okay, don't want you to get mixed up in that. I know there was a last minute change, and want to make sure all the parents know how to get here, where to get here, and so they can come and support their junior varsity Rams. All right, folks, so the count is 0-1 here on Jace Yearwood. We got Nick Johnson on first base here in the top of the first inning. Nick led us off with a line drive single to left center. Jace takes one on the inside. That's going to give him 1 ball, 1 strike. Nick Johnson takes a nice little lead over there. Pitcher takes a peek. Nick takes off running. He boogies on down to second place. Nick covers up, make sure he doesn't get hit by the ball. Second baseman drops the ball, and Nick gets in there safe and sound. So stolen base there by Nick. Looks like I may not be connected. You have a hotspot on your phone? All right, folks, we're going in and out. I got some wonderful parents trying to help us out with this internet, so y'all gonna have to bear with us. We think that you've been able to watch the video, so at least you'll have that. I may not have the commentary the whole time, but we're gonna definitely try to work with it. As Devontae stole around the gate, Gabe pops another one out to outfield. Center fielder is there, and he makes the catch, and they get out of the inning. So we definitely put bat to ball that inning, as every last batter was able to touch the ball and put it in play. Gabe had one, went to right field, touched the foul line, was outside of the foul line. And Devontae, I can't remember because I was working with the internet to see who got out and who did what, but I know Devontae ended up on third after tagging up from one of our previous hits. But all right, so we're going to try to see if we can make this work. Like I said, so we're going to hang in there. It seems like we might have some good internet because it's saying it's real healthy. But so far, we jumped on the scoreboard 2-0 here as we head to the bottom of the first inning. All right, so let's go around the bases in the infield and outfield and see who we have playing what position today. We're starting off with J Rock on the mound. Mr. Anthony Vasquez will be catching for us today. We got Kirk Campbell on first base, Nick Johnson on second, Chase Yearwood on third, and Devontae Hardaway rounds out the infield on third base. Jace is on shortstop. I'm sorry. Devontae's on third. Looks like Mr. Kenneth Briggs is in left field. Cam Armstrong's playing center field, and Gabriel White is in right field. So that'll give you all lineup for today's game as we come all the way out here to Druid Hills High School. This is the Druid Hill Red Devils, and they have a beautiful field, and we're playing on a beautiful day. So, of course, we've been playing in some not so great weather last few weeks. Last game wasn't too bad, but this game seems to be great. Sun is shining. I know the parents are doing their best to try to make their way over here. Once again, if you put North Druid High School into your GPS, please change that and put North Druid Middle School. This is where their high school field is located. And once you get here, you'll see that I just found out from a parent of theirs that they just built it about a year ago. So this is the first year that it's being used, but it is a beautiful field. So as you'll see in the background to your right, the scoreboard is sitting out there in right field, right center to be exact, and it'll show where we are on the scoreboard 2-0 here as we head into the bottom of the first inning. Once again, bear with us. I have two awesome parents that's helping me out, making sure we have some internet. So far, so good. If you don't see a score pop up or a ball and strike change, you'll know we've lost connection with the internet. But outside of that, we're going to keep broadcasting because it looks like for some reason the broadcast is holding steady. So at least you can see the visuals if you don't hear the audio or the score changes. All right, so here we go at the bottom of the first inning. J Rock takes the mound for our junior varsity Rams, as it is a beautiful day here in DeKalb County. And the pitch. He bounces one in there and he starts off behind in the count 1-0. So as I see some of our beautiful parents trickling in. You got it. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you as always. These great parents come in as Jacorin just misses a little bit outside. Mr. Vasquez was waiting for that strike to be called. Unfortunately, it wasn't. And J Rock's going to be behind in the count here 2-0. And the pitch. That one's inside. So J Rock finds himself behind, has to battle back into this count as he's behind 3-0 on the count. Once again, folks, we are at Druid Hills Middle School. That is the home of the varsity field. So if you're making your way out here to DeKalb County to see the game, it is at Druid Hills Middle School. So uncharacteristically start for J Rock as he throws 4 straight balls and walks the first batter of the inning. So don't adjust your screen. It seems like they have the baby blues just like we have. So the only difference, they have red numbers, we have blue. But of course, this is baseball, not like football where they're going to be running into each other. You'll know who's supposed to be on up to bat, and who's supposed to be in the field as J Rock takes a pitch. Oh, he brings one down to the inside corner. That looked pretty good to me there, but not to the umpire as he gives him a ball. So 5 straight balls here by Jacorn. Uncharacteristic by Jacorn is that last one really looked like a strike, but umpire not being too kind to Jacorn right now. They do have a man on first base, and it is the bottom of the first inning. J Rock turns around. Oh, fires one over to Kurt Campbell. He puts the tag on him, but unfortunately, their base runner makes it back safe and sound. Nice, beautiful, quiet day here in DeKalb County at Druid Hills High School. The pitch is outside, not too much. I mean, I'm telling you, J Rock is putting it all around the plate, but not getting the calls whatsoever. That is 6 straight balls, and I can't believe that he's thrown 6 straight balls. But as of right now, the count is 2-0 here on the second batter of the inning. So umpire not being too kind here to J Rock here in the early part of this game as we are in the bottom of the first. 1 man on, no outs. Now that one has to be called a strike in, and we get a strike. I mean, J Rock said, I'm going to force you to call a strike on me for me as he gets his first strike here of the last 2 batters. So now the count is 2-1. J Rock will definitely battle his way back into this at bat as he takes a peep over at the base runner. One hit out to right field. It looks like it goes over. No, it actually didn't go over Gates' head. He put his glove up and hit him on the glove. He fires it back in to the cutoff man, Nick. Jace is behind him. Jace fires it home. Look like we got to play it home, and we do. So great job. Oh my. No way. You have got to be kidding. There's no way. He touched him as he slid. That was unbelievable. Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm blown away. We can argue. We can argue somebody. This is unbelievable. Okay, folks, you saw it just like we saw it. Like there was no way possible that could not have been out. He tagged the kid way before he even got to the base. This is okay. All right, so we're gonna start the home cooking off early. Our boys like the adversity, I tell you that. They're gonna take this adversity and turn it into a positive because that was blatantly a horrible call. I'm just honest with you. Like you see it live and living color. He wasn't even close to it. So that is bizarre. I mean, when it comes to kids, I just don't like to cheat. Just don't like kids to be cheating. Like if we make a good play, we make a good play. We make a bad play, same thing. But to blatantly not make that call the right way is a little bit disappointing. No, it's a lot disappointing. All right, so anyway, now it's 2-1. Man. All right, folks. Count is I don't even have the count correct. Scott, I'm sorry, folks. Let me get this back together. Okay, now it's 2 strikes here. You got to fight right here. That was a great play by our guys. Gabe missed the ball in right field, but made up for it, threw it inside. Jace got it, tossed it home to Anthony Vasquez, and he was just sitting there waiting to tag the guy out and did that. So another pitch by J Rock grabs the inside corner and still is not called a strike. So DeKalb County not being kind to our Newton boys as the count goes to 2-1. No, 1-2. I'm sorry, 1-2. And the pitch. That's outside. That evens up the count at 2-2. All right, one, don't lose them. All right, count is 2-2. And the home cooking is definitely in effect. So our boys usually have had this almost all the time we go on the road. That goes foul. Oh, Thank you. One of our parents at least spoke up a little bit loud to let everybody know where's the foul or not. Kids continue to run around the bases not knowing if they out or not. Because that dude right there is like unbelievable. You gotta keep on fighting. All right, this is I know we have a shortage of umpires, but man, if we're gonna get this kind of home cooking, has to be another way. So No outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Our boys are still leading on the scoreboard, 2-1. So he's out. Okay, so okay. This is this is unbelievable. Like I just don't want kids to get cheated. That is their team. That wasn't nowhere near a strike. I'm sorry, and he calls them out. Like I'm not sure what game we watching right now. You gotta. So they did their kid wrong that time. Like that is unbelievable. Like come on now, let's call the game the right way. Okay, not. So that's our first out here of the inning, folks. This is going to be a comical game right here because the umpire is really missing one. Foul tip back to the backstop. And the count will go to 0-2 here in the bottom of the first. I'm trying to keep it together, folks. but it is comical right now. Jacorin spins around, tosses it back to Jace at second base. Their runner's able to get back safe and sound. And J Rock finds himself ahead in the count 0-2 with one out here in the bottom of the first inning. We lead on the scoreboard 2-1. But as we see so far, this is going to be a flip of the coin. Ooh, type game, and that's a strike right there, and he strikes them out. So great job by Jacorin with that nice little curve, kind of fooled the batter. And now we have two outs here in the bottom of the first inning. So they do have a man on first base. A little controversy to that first tag, that first run that they got. He was out dead to right at home plate, but they umpire took 2 hours and they called him safe. All right, so it's two outs here in the bottom of the first inning. We lead on the scoreboard 2-1. Jacorin goes back to work, throws outside pitch, and it goes wide, and that's a ball. Great stop there by Anthony Vasquez as he keeps it inverted. They do have a man on second base. We're trying to keep them out of scoring position. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Beautiful day for baseball. Both teams are in their baby blue uniforms. And the pitch. Right down the middle. And Jacorin evens up the count at 1-1. All right, early start here for this game, folks. We did think it was at 5:30. Most of the parents in the area thought it was 5:30. They switched it on us the last moment, 5 o'clock. Oh, he pops one into center field, right center. Grabbed by our right fielder. He throws it into Kirk Campbell, and they get another run on the board. So single to right center, and that scores a run for the Druid Hills Red Devils. All right, folks. So the count is 2-2. Both teams have scored 2 runs here in the first inning. We do have 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning, and they have a man on first base. That's high and inside to the batter. He ducks out a little bit, and J Rock starts behind in the count 1-0. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, folks. If the broadcast goes in and out, we don't have the greatest internet, but we've found one of our great parents to help us out. So far, as the ball shot down to Jace. Jace gathers it up. He slips and gathers and fires a little bit late, and he's going to be safe. So, unfortunately, Jace slipped in the dirt. Of course, he normally makes that play, but he slipped in the dirt right there, and now they have a man on first and second. So, what's normally a routine play, Jace just lost his feet underneath him. He did try to gather. Got it over there, but just not in time. And now they have a man on first and second. The score is tied 2-2 here in the bottom of the first inning. We do have 2 outs. Just trying to find that elusive one out to get out of the inning. And the pitch. That's high and outside. Ooh. No play there for Mr. Vasquez as he lost it off the top of the mid. And he tossed it back to J. Rob, and the runners advance. And now they have a man on second and third here. 2 outs here. The count is 1-0. And the pitch at side corner. He catches that outside corner. And we'll even up the count at 1-1. And the pitch. That's a little bit high. J-Rock finds himself behind in the count 2-1. The pitch. Nice pitch by J-Rock. That's right. Give me a sign or something, umpire. Let me know, baby. I mean, the count is 2-2. I'm assuming he may have called it the ball. I'm not sure, folks. So we don't. So that's 3 strikes. He didn't call the second strike, but it was a strike. Now it's a strikeout, and we get out of the inning, folks. So bear with me. I'm trying to figure it out, folks. I'm telling you, this umpire is on a whole nother planet right now. So we just trying to figure out if we can get a fair shake here. So rough inning did not have to be. We kind of made up for some of the plays that we had, but not quite sure what the umpire is calling on us here. But in any world, we get out of the inning and get a chance to come up and start swinging the bat again as the count is even up at 2-2 here. As we out here at Druid Hills High School, home of the Red Devils, and the score is 2-2. All right, folks, we make our way to the top of the second inning. The scoreboard is 2-2 here, tied with the Druid Hills Junior Varsity. And Cameron Horn will step into the batter's box first with number 8, Anthony Vasquez, on deck. So it's been a crazy adventure here in the first inning. Hopefully it'll even itself out as far as the calls and the umpiring that we have going on. We'll see exactly if everybody get themselves together. But we had a great inning as far as hitting the ball, putting the ball in play. Our junior varsity Rams, every last batter that got up, I believe, for the most part, put the ball in play. And hopefully we can continue those hitting ways here with Cameron Horn starting us off here in the top of the second. All right, Cam. And the pitch. That's low and in the dirt. And folks, I'm gonna have to delay my call until I find out what the umpire is doing, because we may be on 2 different paths. So as of right now, the count is 1-0. Cam finds himself ahead early. Swung on and foul tip. Now to even out the count at 1-1. So overall, folks, Druid Hills has a brand new state baseball field. I talked to a parent here at Druid Hills. They said that the field was here just for a year, and really nice looking field as that ball goes outside, and Cam stays ahead 2-1. And the pitch. Ooh, that was right down the middle. Cam watched that one go by, and now we're even up the count at 2-2. So once again, so far we've having good luck here with the internet coming in bright and clear. Once again, I have to give a shout out to our parents. Matter of fact, Nick's awesome parents who were able to help out with the internet possibility. As Cam strikes one to second base gathers it up, tosses it over to first base, and that'll be our first out of the inning. So Cam once again puts the ball in play, hits it directly to the second baseman. He gathers it up, tosses it over first, and that'll be our first out of the inning. Next to the batter's box, number 8, Anthony Vasquez, with number 9, Cam Armstrong, sitting on deck. Once again, folks, the score is tied 2-2 here in the top of the second inning. We do have one out. And Mr. Vasquez is in the box. And he swings it, right between the first and second baseman. So outstanding hit there by number 8, Anthony Vasquez, as he gets a single as the second batter of the inning. All right, folks, you may not be seeing the score go up because I just realized might not be a connection there. We're going to go back and check it out. Nope, we still got connection. So for some reason that one didn't come up. But we do have a pinch runner. Looks like that's B-Mac there in the pinch hit for our catcher, which is Mr. Vasquez, as he gets a single here. Brian jumps back to first base, gets in there safe and sound. Brian takes a nice little lead out. Pitcher looks over to Brian and delivers the pitch. Swung and missed by Cam Armstrong. Big cut there by Cam. As Cam for Hall's behind in the count 0-1. So Brian McLaren on first base. Cam Armstrong in the batter's box. He's behind 0-1 in the count. And the pitch, that's outside. Wow. I mean, folks, I am looking right at the outside of the plate, and it was. So he called a strike on Cam, which was totally outside. So the count is 0-2 as the pitcher throws over to Brian at first. Brian gets back safe and sound. But Cam finds himself behind in the count 0-2. There is one out here in the top of the second inning. Score is tied 2-2. We're broadcasting live here from Druid Hills Park, home of the Red Devils. Nice cut as Cam battles his way into this count. He fouls that one off, keeps the count at 0-2. So we do have number 6, Kenneth Briggs, here on deck. And he definitely will get an opportunity. At least we hope he gets an opportunity. As long as we don't hit into, I'm not going to even say it. Pitcher looks back over at Brian and pitches. Swung and missed by Cam. So that'll be our second out of the inning. So Kenneth Briggs steps up to the batter's box. We do have 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Brian McLaren is pinch running here for Anthony Vasquez, who hit a single to left field. Pitcher takes a look at Brian. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Swung on, it's cracked by Mr. Briggs as he hits a nice shot, line drive out the left field, and he'll get a single. So Mr. Briggs has picked it up in these last 4 games. He is on a nice little tear there for Mr. Briggs as he's getting on base, and he puts it in play. And now we have a little motion going on here in the top of the second. As we get back to the top of the order, Nick Johnson will stand into the batter's box with 2 outs with a man on first and second here in the top of the second inning. So we do like those 2-out rallies. Let's see if Nick can continue those 2-out rally ways. Pitcher spins all the way around. Brian had a nice hefty lead. Second baseman sneaked up behind Brian. Brian fell short and attempted to dive back, but was able to crawl a little bit back to the base and was able to get there before the tag was put on him. All right, so at the top of the order here, Nick has 2 outs facing him. Ooh, nice cut there by Nick. If he'd have got a hold to that one, we might have had some damage done. But Nick will find himself behind in the count now, 0-1. Man on first and second, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. We're back at the top of the order. Nick Johnson with an opportunity to move the runners here. We like the 2-out rallies. And, nice cut again by Nick as he fouls another one back to the backstop, and he'll be behind in the count on 1-2. Jace Yearwood stands on deck. So Mr. Briggs takes a nice little lead off of first base. Brian McLaren on second base. Pitcher looks back at Brian. Spins around, tosses it back over there. Brian gets back there, so Brian is grabbing the attention of the pitcher as he does have a nice little pickoff move with his spin around. But Brian's able to get back there, and so we still have a man on first and second. 2 outs here. The count is 0-2 here on Nick. And the pitch. Swung on and popped out again. So Nick is definitely battling here, trying to keep this at bat alive as he pops another foul. So once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. We do appreciate that. It was an earlier start than we anticipated. The start was supposed to be at 5:30, but they started at 5 o'clock. And hopefully we came on live enough to allow you to see everything that's taking place here on the diamond. So here Nick faces an 0-2 count, keeps popping it up, trying to fight and battle in this inning. And he pops one out to left field. It's high, it's deep, and the left fielder makes the catch. So that'll end the inning for us as Nick once again puts it in play. And that'll be 3 outs here as we make our way to the bottom of the second inning. As always, we like to talk about our platinum level sponsor. Her name is Shamitria Dixon of State Farm. When it comes to life, home, and auto, she'll take care of all your insurance needs. Shamitria and her State Farm Insurance Company have been pillars in the Newton High School community. Being a former Ram, Shamitria has continued to prove why investing back into your school and community is essential to the continued growth and prosperity within the Covington area. When approached with the opportunity to support the JV baseball team program, she didn't think twice. Not only did she sponsor the team and the live broadcast, she showed how important it is to her, her family, and her business by becoming a platinum level sponsor. The baseball program and the entire Newton High School population say thank you for your unwavering support of all of our programs. All right, folks, we make our way here to the bottom of the second inning. Had a little motion on the bases for the top of the second inning. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get anything across. And now we go to the bottom of the second inning. The contest is still tied at 2-2. Jacorian Weaver is still on the mound. And this will be their first batter here of the inning. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. I actually looked at the temperature before I arrived. I know you can see it on your screen. Hopefully around 78, 79 degrees. Beautiful day here for baseball as Jacorian Weaver takes his first pitch of the inning. Ooh, nice inside. And he catches that inside corner. Once again, I have to pause and wait and see what he's going to call first before I let you guys know what the call is. And J Rock will start off here with the strike here, and he's ahead in the count on 1. The pitch. Ooh, nice pitch right there again. And that's the ball. So the count is even at 1-1. Not sure if he realizes what a curveball is when it comes across the plate, but the count is even at 1-1. And the pitch. He calls that one a strike. No conversation, no sound, just a movement sometimes. So J Rock's ahead in the count 1-2. Looking to blow another pitch right by. And the pitch. Oh, that's low. He bounced that one up there, and he was up the count at 2-2. So the count is even here at 2-2. We are in the bottom of the second inning. Playing baseball here today out at Druid Hills High School, home of the Red Devils. Nice pitch right there. Oh, my goodness. Okay, hey, it looks like Jacorn is going to have to throw double the amount of strikes because that pitch right there was another strike. And he takes the count full at 3-2. Not sure where his strike zone is. And the pitch. Swung on and just tapped into Nick at second base. He gathers it up, tosses it over to Kirk Campbell, and we get our first out of the inning. Whew, this is going to be a struggle for our boys today. They got to stay focused and just, it's like they're going to have to do double the work that they normally have to do. But we'll take that out any time of the day as Nick gathered the ball up on second base and tossed it over to Kirk Campbell, and we get our first out of the inning. Their second batter of the inning steps up to the batter's box. With one out here in the bottom of the second, J Rock goes back to work. Nice pitch right there by J Rock. So some of these pitches, J Rock's going to have to force this umpire to make the call, as that one was definitely down the plate, and he did give us the strike. Once again, he puts it right in the same place, so it looks like he may have to stay right there because that might be the easiest call for the umpire of the day. So J Rock finds himself heading the count 0-2, putting the ball exactly right down the middle. No discrepancies there. And another pitch right down the middle as the batter swings and misses. And J Rock strikes out about another batter. And that'll be 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. So the parents having fun with their kids here from Druid Hills. As J Rock steps on the mound, he goes back to work here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. Hit to the outside. Uh-oh. Devontae has to play a great play here. He comes up firing with that rocket. But ball was hit like halfway down to third base. Devontae made a gallant effort to try to get it over to first. Kirk Campbell grabbed the ball, but the runner was able to make it there before we were able to get the out. So they do have a man on first base now. We do still have 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. It was going to be a hard play, but we know Devontae with that rocket armor here, he had a chance to make it, but just a second behind the runner as he crossed the first base before the ball was able to get to Kirk Campbell. So man on first base, he takes a nice little lead off, swing and miss by the batter, and Jacorn to start off ahead in the count 0-1. So once again, broadcasting live here from Red Devil Stadium, home of the Druid Hill baseball program. Jacorn Weaver on the round and does a pitch. Batter took a couple of steps off, decides to go back, and the count is 1-1. And the pitch. Oh, nice pitch there by Jacorn as he throws a curve, fools the batter. He starts looking at it, and now Jacorn finds himself ahead in the count 1-2. So one man with a man on first base. The count is 1-2. We do have 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. J Rock goes back to work. Oh, that one goes a little low, goes between Mr. Vasquez's legs. He retrieves the ball, but that's after the runner makes his way down to second base. The count will be even here for J Rock at 2-2. Scores even here in the bottom of the second inning, they do have a man on second base. J-Rock goes back to work, catches that outside corner, which is normally a strike. Not today, as he gives us another ball. And the count goes to 3-2. So that's one of J-Rock's patented pitches that catches that outside corner, and typically it does catch it. Today, not so much. J-Rock shrugs that off, looks back at second base, comes with the heater. Ooh! Drop third strike. Mr. Vasquez fires it over to Mr. Campbell, and we make the third out of the inning. So great pitch by Jacorin. It was a drop third strike, but Mr. Vasquez held his composure, gathered it up, tossed it over to Kurt Campbell, and we get the third out of the inning. The True Smoothie Juice Bar. James and Nicole at the True Smoothie Juice Bar have started a business right down the street from One Ram Way. Their smoothies are excellent, and upon given the opportunity to support the JV program, they immediately jumped at it. Folks, this is the one smoothie bar that you will go back to over and over again. They're making it easy for you to indulge in their products, as they will be selling their delicious smoothie treats right at our Newton High School concession stand. Good. I can't wait. All right, folks, our junior varsity Rams have ventured out to Druid Hills, home of the Red Devils. As is a beautiful Thursday evening, early evening, and the scoreboard is 2-2 here as we venture into the top of the third. Jace Yearwood will lead us off here in the top of the third with Devontae Hardiman on deck. Had an outstanding first inning as everybody came to the plate, put the ball in play. That ball goes low and inside. And Jason found himself ahead in the count 1-0. That's high and outside. And the count is 2-0. So been a crazy turn of events here, as outs that were outs and strikes that were strikes were not being called early, as the pitcher throws 3 balls in a row. So Chase finds himself in a really good position. It should be a take pitch right here, as he ahead of the count 3-0. So Jace is our leadoff batter for this inning, and that goes low and inside, and Jace is on base with a walk. So we get our first batter here on base. A great opportunity to try to get him on the base and move around. Of course, like most of our ball players, once they get on base, they're always a threat to steal and eventually score. All right, Devontae Hardiman steps into the batter's box. We do have number 15, Kurt Campbell, on deck, and Jace Yearwood is on first base. Pitcher looks back, as he always takes. Pitcher does a great job of trying to hold the runners there. Definitely give kudos to the Red Devils pitcher. He is aware of the speed that the Newton Junior Varsity Rams possess, and he want to make sure they don't get a lead. As Devontae comes in there, takes a huge cut, and he'll fall behind in the count 0-1. So typically first or second, we have a great opportunity. We have Mr. Yearwood on first base, takes a nice little lead. Pitcher takes a look, peeks over at Jace. Jace is off and running as Devontae pops up the ball. Jace got to turn around and head back. We got a little trouble working here. Oh, no. So double play, as Jace was off and running on the steal, and unfortunately they made the catch. The catcher makes the catch, fires it out to first base, and they get a double play. So it started off with a little bit of promise. We're back at the top of the inning, but 2 of our top 3 batters are called out there on the double play. So now we have 2 outs here in the top of the second inning, and Kurt Campbell takes a big cut and misses, and he falls behind 0-1. So Melancholy day here in DeKalb County. And the pitch, that's kind of high. And that'll even out the count at 1-1. And the pitch. Low and outside. Kurt to jump ahead in the count 2-1. So with 2 outs here in the the top of the third inning, we're trying to have one of those 2-out rallies. As Kurt hits a bomb to left field. Left fielder runs out there, gets behind the plate, tosses it over to second base. Kurt takes a big turn, decides not to go, and he'll turn that into a single. So nice piece of hitting there by Kurt Campbell as he makes his way over to first base with a single. And J-Rock steps into the batter's box with Gabriel White sitting on deck. So never a bad time to start a 2-out rally. And that's what our junior Rams are in a position to do. So after Kurt Campbell takes off his batting gear, J-Rock steps into the batter's box and the pitch. And it's cracked on to the shortstop. He sits in the hole, tosses it to second base. He tosses it over second base. Like Kurt was going to be able to beat that out. Unfortunately, he isn't. And that'll be our third out of the inning, and we'll head into the bottom of the third. So fielder's choice on that last play gets Kurt out at second base. Not a whole lot Kurt can do in that situation. He tried to boogie down there, but unable to get there before the throw. And we'll head to the the bottom of the third inning. Being one of the first sponsors to come on board, the Lit Deli is once again right down the street from One Ram Way. They have an assortment of delicious food from wings to fish and so much more. This business is right in our backyard, and you need to absolutely go by and try some of their menu items. Just being named Lit should tell you that they are bringing that fire. Once again, folks, always want to let you know that we do appreciate you tuning into the live broadcast, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. We've had an outstanding season supporting our junior varsity Rams as they traveled all over Atlanta playing some great baseball. Weather hasn't been extremely kind, but we did have a week where we had 5 games in one week and was able to get all 5 games in. So once again, tell all your friends, tell all your family members that the Newton Rams Junior Varsity is broadcasting live. The more likes, the more subscribers, and we get means the more support that our Junior Rams will be able to indulge in here in the 2024 season. J-Rock takes the mound again here in the bottom of the third. The score is even 2-2. A lot of fireworks in that first inning on both sides of the field as we were able to get 2 runs. There were some discrepancies with a couple of the outs that they were not given and some of the strikes that they weren't given. But needless here or there, we find ourselves tied on the scoreboard 2-2 as we head into the bottom of the second inning. Scoring Weaver goes back to work. First batter here in the bottom of the third. And the pitch. Outside corner. Mr. Vasquez lets that one bounce off his glove, grabs a ball from the umpire, and fires it back to J-Rock. And the pitch. Outside corner. He misses the corner, and it goes to 2-0. So J-Rock finds himself behind the 8 ball here. Count of 2-0. That's a nice pitch right there by J-Rock as he cuts that inside corner off and works his way back into the count, now only behind 2-1. And the pitch. Oh, that's a little high. Count goes to 3-1. And the pitch. Ooh, catches that outside corner. That's a strike. So that'll take the count full as Jacorin works itself back into that count. And now it's full. So big pitch here from Mr. Weaver as he battles himself back into the account. And the pitch. Hit down to third base. Oh, the sure-handed Devontae Hardiman took his eye off for a second, bounced off his glove, and they'll get a single as the first batter of the inning. So the sure-handed Devontae Hardiman looks at his gloves. Can't believe he missed that one. But hopefully he'll get another opportunity here to make another play. So no outs here in the bottom of the third inning. They just obtained a man on first base. And the score is still even here at 2-2. J-Rock looks around just to make sure every fielder is in the right position. Looks like there's a little discrepancy with the defensive call. And J-Rock goes back to work. Outside corner. Whew, that's J-Rock's patented pitch right there. And if he's not going to get that call, he's almost forced to throw a fastball right down the middle because that's the only call he's getting. So I don't see the frustration on his face, but as a fan watching the game, he has to be a little frustrated. As the runner is trotting down to second base, man, we had a chance to get him right there as the runner was definitely not running as fast as to get to second base. So 2 balls here on the batter. Their man stole second base. And the pitch, that's high and outside. So three balls here by Mr. Weaver. Finds himself a little bit behind in the count.
Are you coming to see you now? Look for it. Go to buy it.
And the pitch. Oh, that's high and outside, and that's going to walk him. So now they have a man on first and second here. No outs here in the bottom of the third inning. All right, so third batter of the inning after the first 2 batters were able to get on base. No outs here in the bottom of the third. Batter turns to bunt. J-Rock spins around, but does not throw the ball to second base. So a little discrepancy out there on our boys' hands. It looks like Jacorin is asking for a different defensive rotation. Looks down the pipe, takes a peek at second base, and delivers the pitch. Ooh, that's high and inside, and he gets the inside corner, and that'll be strike 1. And the pitch. Batter squares up to bunt. He pulls it back. Kirk comes down. Batter puts it back out there for the bunt, and now he has 2 strikes on him as he foul tips that to the backstop. So he put the bunts. He squared around for a bump, pulled it back, then put it back out there, left it out there, and he foul tipped it back to the backstop. Kirk Campbell did come down for first base as he's playing behind the runner right now. No outs here in the bottom of the third inning. The pitch. Kirk Campbell sneaks up behind the runner on first base. Jacorin fires over to him, but the first base runner runs back, and he's there safe and sound. All right, so we have no outs here. They have 2 men on, a man on first and second. Batters behind. We're ahead on the count, 0-2 as he foul tips one over the third base side. Keeps himself alive, but the count is still 0-2. Mr. Vasquez goes out and talks to J Rock, make sure they're on the same page. Count is 0-2. J Rock throws one outside, gets the batter to swing and miss. So J Rock gets his first strikeout of the inning. And now we have one out here in the bottom of the third. So our Dream Varsity Rams have been facing adversity all season long. It doesn't seem to faze them a lot. They continue to fight, and they have fought in every last game that they've played in. So nothing new here for our Junior Varsity Rams. All right, Jerry Rock steps back on the mound. One out here, man on first and second. And we're trying to, J Rock throws one to the outside. Mr. Vasquez unable to grab the ball. And the runners boogie on down to their respective bases. Now they have a man off second and third here with one out in the bottom of the third. So threatening here with one out in the bottom of the third. All right, so the infielders are coming in real tight because of the man on third base, trying to stop that run from coming in. J Rock goes to work. Count is 1-0 here. And the pitch. Right down the middle, ball's hit to Jace made a gallant effort. Looks like they're going to get a run in, maybe get 2 runs in as we throw the ball into the infield to try to get the runner. So nice piece of hitting there by the Druid Hills batter. Jace made a gallant effort at it. He was in closer because of the man on third, so not a whole lot of room for error there for Jace as the ball drifted into the outfield. So they'll get 2 runs off of that hit, and they increase their lead by 2, 4-2. So still only one out here in the bottom and the top of the bottom of the third. Good stop there by Mr. Vasquez. They do have a runner on first base, so trying to keep him from moving along the base pass as the first pitch goes as a ball. So J Rock looks in, throws one high and inside, bounces off the top of the mitt for Mr. Vasquez, and the runner boogies down to second base. So he's still second base. So now they have a runner in scoring position, 2 balls, and 1 out here in the bottom of the third.
Hey, here's a pitch right here, Joe. Come in there, let him know.
All right, so Mr. Weaver finds himself in a little bit of as the ball is hit there, the third base. Sure-handed Jace bounces one off his glove as well. So 2 uncharacteristic bobbles here at the shortstop position. Jace unable to make that play, so the runner gets on with a single. They'll probably credit that as an error. And now they have a man on first and third, still with just 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Was a hot shot down to shortstop, but Jace has made those plays all season long, so not something typically that he does as far as letting it bounce off his glove. But now they have a man on first and third here in the bottom of the third. We do have 1 out, trying to get 2 more outs to get out of this inning. I mean, I don't know where else he can put the ball. That's the outside corner. That's pretty much have taken away part of his game is hitting the corners. This umpire does not call any outside corner, any inside corner. Not sure where his strike zone is, but that'll put him behind in the count 1-0. And the pitch. Swung and foul, tipped back to the.
Hey, James, next time I get your time, man, don't let him freeze you up, man.
the dugout or the backstop, and that'll even up the count at 1-1. All right, we trail on the scoreboard 4-2 here as J Rock goes back to work. That was the outside corner, a little bit too far outside, and the count will go to 2-1. Good baseball weather here in DeKalb County, Red Devil Stadium, home of Druid Hills. As J Rock fires the ball over to first base to Kirk Campbell, the runner sneaks back in there, slides in there safe and sound, and J Rock goes back to work. And the pitch. Oh, that's high. Mr. Vasquez fakes the throw to second, looks over at third. He doesn't move, and so the base runner gets second base with no throw. 3 balls, 1 strike here on the batter. And the pitch. Nice pitch there by J Rod as it's foul tipped by the batter. And that'll take the count to 3-2. We have a full count here. Big pitch here. We only have 1 out here in the bottom of the third.
Hey, you got to fight right here, Jay. You got to fight, babe.
With a runner on second, third, it's 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Really big pitch here for J Rod. And the pitch, outside corner, which is normally a strike, not today. So it's almost like Jay, we got to tell J Rod, you just throw that pitch away, which is unbelievable. That's one of his patented pitches, but he's not getting that outside corner whatsoever. And that'll walk that batter. So now, coach calls a timeout, walks out and talks to J Rock. They do have the bases full, and we have 1 out here in the bottom of the third. When it comes to automotive repairs and maintenance, Robbie and his team of professional car repairmen can fix and help you maintain any and all problems you may be having with your automobile. They will help you get to the root issue and also provide you with new or used tires and the bomb diggity rims to have your ride looking cleaner than the bill of health. Despite Covington, if you're like me, when I drive down Salem Road leaving Newton, I look to the right and there's a nicely built building with great parking. I say to myself, what type of service do they offer? To my surprise, it is a health and wellness establishment here to heal and maintain our well-being. The inside of this establishment makes you say, I should have stopped by here a long time ago. The team at the Spot Covington is there to serve all of your health and wellness needs. So after a brief visit with J Rock, they decided to keep J Rock in. They do have bases loaded. I believe the infield was in the meeting as well, so they may have come up with some type of strategy to try to get out of this inning with as less runs given up as possible as J Rock goes back to work. That one's high and inside, and that'll take the count to 1-0. So we trail on the scoreboard here, folks, which is 4-2. Not uncharacteristic for our boys to be behind because they've been fighting back all season, and it's just another obstacle for them to overcome. J Rock a little bit off with his accuracy today as the count goes to 2-0. And the pitch. Oh, that was high. And the count is 3-0. So in jeopardy of walking a man in, J Rock needs to come up with 3 straight pitches here. Or 1 put in play so we can turn a double play and try to get out of this inning. And the pitch. That's a nice pitch. He took a little bit off of that, threw a change up in there, but that was a take pitch by the batter. So now the count is 3-1. And J Rock goes back to work. He throws over to first base to Devontae. Not a shot at the runner at all. And that's just to break up the monotony, I believe, from J Rock. And now he has to give us 2 of his best pitches. And the pitch right down the middle at strike two. So just like I asked, he has to give us two great pitches. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna give us another one right here as the count goes full at 3-2. And the pitch. Nice pitch by J Rock, and he strikes him out. So great job by J Rock as he threw one right down. Actually hit the outside corner, surprisingly enough. Umpire gave us that call, but that looked so pretty he had no choice. So now we're looking for one out here as the bases are juiced here. Score is 4-2. Druid Hills is leading our junior varsity Rams in the bottom of the third inning. J-Rock goes back to work.
Hey, stay hot, 4.
And the pitch. Oh, nice pitch there by J-Rock. So J-Rock seems to know exactly where the umpire wants him to put it. So that was one of those ones there was no question about that one. J-Rock putting it right down the pipe because that's the only place he's getting it for sure strike. And he does another one. And the batter fouls it back to the backstop. And J-Rock's ahead in the count 0-2. So looking for one strike to get us out of the inning after the bases were juiced here in the bottom of the third inning. Typically, J-Rock might give us one high and outside or low and outside, which is normally catching that corner. But, ball bounces back. We should be able to have a play here. Got him. No way he touched the top of his foot. He touched the top of his foot. This umpire is killing us, man. He jumped into his glove. He touched the glove before the back leg touched the pipe. Unbelievable. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is a home cooking job if I've ever seen one. I mean, this kid jumps into J-Rock's glove. That's the lead foot. You got to call that out. Unbelievable. Folks, this is unbelievable right now. I mean, we've had some adversity about, but just blatant bad calls, this is truly hard. I'm not sure what the umpire's seeing right now. Matter of fact, I don't even think he know what he's seeing. They increased their count to 5-2. I'm usually trying to be diplomatic for both sides. I want a good game. I just don't want kids to be cheated. And right now, after they made the play, I mean, this guy's just not going to make the call. So, still ahead in the count 0-2. J-Rock goes back to work. Nice pitch. The ball's hit to center field. Oh, why did he stop? Okay. So Cam just decides not to go full out for that. I mean, I know Cam has some speed out there. I'm going to need him to go full speed because that ball was up in the air for quite a long time. Okay, so it goes from bad to worse on that one, folks, as they get a single when a single was definitely not earned on that play. And that increases the score to 6, and we trail by 4 runs here in the bottom of the third. So we're up against it today, folks. We are truly up against it today. All right, folks. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. First pitch to the new batter goes foul back to the backstop, and J-Rock's ahead 0-1. I always want the kids to decide the game. You don't ever want calls to be the reason, but today, folks, we're behind the 8 ball. So we're facing a little adversity here. J-Rock still is keeping his composure on the mound. He's ahead in the count 0-1. Nice stop. Ball's outside by Mr. Vasquez, and the count evens up at 1-1.
Hey, look what the hitter do right here, 13.
And the pitch. Foul down third base side, and that'll take the count to 1-2.
Hey, you gotta fight. You gotta fight in there, babe.
And the pitch. Swung on and fouled down third base side again.
Hey, that's how you fight.
So the batter's trying to battle up here with J-Rock.
1-3.
Once again, J-Rock typically paints those corners, and today he is not getting any calls, so it's kind of hard for him to mix up his pitches right now because he's just not getting the calls. That pitch is high and outside, evens the count up at 2-2.
You got to battle, Spencer. You got to battle, babe.
And the pitch. Nice pitch popped up. That should be out. Devontae's over there. He makes the count, and we finally get out of the inning, folks.
Hey, get in. Oh, wow.
So Devontae catches the ball and gives us the third out of the inning, and we'll head to the top of the fourth. Now, the thing about these games out here in DeKalb is that none of these schools have lights, so what typically is going to be a 7-inning game could easily be cut to 5. So that's something that we got to keep in mind whenever we come out to DeKalb County, because you're definitely not going to get the 7 innings in. So I hope that's a conversation that we're having before we come up to the plates. We need runs. With words like juicy and crawfish in the title, you already know that they're making seafood galore. When I tell you they're pumping out some of the best seafood bags in the state, you better believe it. I'm a loyal participant when it comes to providing a great seafood meal for the family. Trust me, their menu is large and the quality of food is delightful. If that seafood appetite arises, head on over to the Juicy Crawfish in the Kroger Plaza on Salem Road. So Gabriel White will start us off here in the top of the fourth inning with Cameron Horn on deck. We trail the contest 6-2 here at Red Devil Stadium, home of the Druid Hill baseball program. In desperate need of getting some runs and getting some runs quick. That sun is falling down a lot faster. We did have a little help with daylight savings time, but when it gets dark, it gets dark. That's low and inside. And Gabe will start off ahead in the count 1-0. Always a good thing to try to get that lead off batter of the inning on base. So definitely need to get this batter on base. That's high and outside. Takes the count to 2-0. So far, Gabriel Whitehead in the count here, 2-0. We are in the top of the fourth inning, trying to battle our way back into the game. And the pitch. That's outside, and that's 3 balls. So 3 balls to Gabriel White. He should be definitely taking this pitch here. Getting that leadoff batter is definitely what we need. So definitely no need to swing here. Let's see if the pitcher can throw a strike. He throws one right down the middle, and now the count is 3-1. So now it's wide open there for Mr. Gabriel White. And once again, we have Cam Horn on deck. And the pitch. Oh, that's high. And Gabriel is on first with a walk. So we get that leadoff batter on base. That's always a good start here for our junior varsity Rams. As big bag Cam Horn steps into the batter's box. Gabriel White always a threat to steal once he gets on base. Their pitcher's been really good of holding the runners on as he peeps over and actually tosses almost at every batter was able to get on first base. So good job of working the base by the pitcher. Well, Cam Horn steps in here. Top of the fourth inning, Gabriel White took a walk here to lead off the inning. So we do have a man on first base. As the pitcher once again throws over to first base. So one thing that pitch, he gonna hold that runner. He is doing an excellent job of holding that runner on first base. So what that does is that puts a thought in the base runner's head that I can't lead off too much because he may throw me out. Once again, the pitcher looks over to first base, then comes right down the middle. That pitch is high.
Oh, no, I
So the first pitch to Cam is high, and he's ahead in the count 1-0. So we trail the contest 6-2. No better time than now to get that rally started, to get some of those runs back, if not all. As Gabriel Wade takes a nice, healthy lead over there at first base. The pitcher delivers. Cam hits one down third base, and that's fair. Oh, that's no. It's over the base. It's the base. Oh my gosh! It's the base. Once again.
Great hit, Cameron. He took it from you, but great.
Once again, the umpire is just doing an injustice to these boys. He's waiting for the ball to land after it goes past the base. All right. Count 1-1 to Cam. Pitcher throws over again at first. Gabe gets back. I mean, I am sitting right behind where he's sitting, and I can see over there that ball went over the base. Cam pops one out to right field, and it goes foul. So Cam is behind in the count here, 1-2. We do have Gabriel White sitting there on first base trying to move him along as well. No outs here in the top of the fourth as Cam continues to battle. He just got one ripped away from him there. That was going to be some extra bases right there. As once again, that is the third time that the pitcher has thrown over there. So a part of his game is to make sure that runner stays as close to that base as possible. And he's been doing it all game. So he's very consistent with that. All right, so Cam steps into the batter's box. Behind in the count, 1-2. Gabriel's on first. The pitch swung on and fouled back to the backstop. So Cam continues to battle here.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that sun is drifting down behind those clouds. So no telling how many innings we're going to be playing here tonight, folks. And the pitch. Nope. I'm sorry. He throws over the first yet again. So that's the fourth time he's thrown over the first base. And making sure that runner sticks as close to that base. He's doing a good job. We haven't had a lot of stolen bases here outside of past balls. And the pitch. Uh-oh. He's going to call that. He's going to call that. Yep, he's going to call that. So that'll be our first out here in the inning. That's our first out here. So with one out here, we got a man on first base. It is the top of the fourth inning. We trail in the contest 6-2. Gabriel decides to take off. He's boogieing down to first base. He slides in, and he's safe. So Gabe boogies down to second base and gets in safe and sound. So now we have a runner in scoring position. Anthony Vasquez steps up to the plate. That first pitch was called a strike. So he's behind in the count 0-1. Pitcher spins around and throws a nice pickoff ball back to second base. Gabe was able to sneak in there a little bit too close for comfort, but we're able to get in there. And so now Gabe sits on second base, safe and sound. And Anthony Vasquez waits for the pitch.
All right, Anthony.
Oh, high pitch, swing and miss.
Okay.
Anthony took a big swing at that one. So now he's behind in the count 0-2 here with one out in the top of the fourth inning. Mr. Vasquez takes a timeout, backside of the batter box, takes a couple little swings, and steps back in. One out here in the top of the fourth inning. We trail the contest 6-2 to the North Druid Red Devils. A little bit outside. Takes the count to 1-2. No, it has. Right. Oh, okay. Right. And Mr. Vasquez All right, so Mr. Vasquez fouls one off first base line, and he's still battling at this at bat as the count is 1-2. Gabriel White sits there on second, and we are in the bottom or in the top of the fourth. Ooh, ooh.
Good job, Gabe. You up, baby.
Pass ball. Gabe boogies down to third base, and now we definitely have a man in scoring position here with one out in the top of the fourth inning. Count is even at 2-2 here for Mr. Vasquez, as if he had a chance, he was definitely going to wear that one, but he didn't have to move, and the pitch goes behind him. So now Gabriel White's in scoring position, huge scoring threat on third base, and the pitch. Oh, that's high and outside. Great stop there by the catcher, and now the count is full.
Got him.
So Gabriel living a little too close for comfort, dives back in there. That was real close. Could have easily been called the other way. So he's going to have to pay a lot closer attention there on third base. Now, I probably would have called it something different, but we've been getting home cooked all day. I'm going to say, yeah, he was safe. All right, so Mr. Vasquez back even. Not even close. Come on, man. Oh, nice hit there by Mr. Vasquez as Gabe's going to come in. Third base grabs it, gathers it up, tosses it over to first. But we do get the run in by Gabriel White as Mr. Vasquez shoots it down to third base. Third base makes a great play, toss over to first, and that's going to be our second out of the inning.
Let's go, Nat. Got this, Cam.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Sorry.
Okay. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Cam Armstrong takes the first pitch and foul tips it back to the backstop. So now we're trailing the contest 6-3, running out of daylight here at Druid Hills High School. Only in the top of the fourth inning. Our dugout is trying to rev our batters up with a little clap chatter. And the pitch, low and outside, evens up the count at 1-1. Cam Armstrong steps into the batter's box, even count at 1-1. Dugout cheering him on, and the pitch. And he smashes one down to third base. The shortstop gathers it in the hole. He tosses it over. Cam! All right, so Cam gets there by the skin on his chinny chin. Not sure why he did not run through that base, but he did make it there, and he gets a single. Pitcher once again doing a great job of holding the runners on. He's not afraid to throw over there, as he's thrown over there several times today. Cam Armstrong taking a big lead there. Number 6, Kenneth Briggs, who had a nice shot in the last inning, steps into the plate. Mr. Briggs playing outstanding baseball here for our junior varsity Rams, as he's been given a great opportunity. He's taking advantage of it. First pitch to Mr. Briggs is high and inside, and he's ahead in the count 0-1. No, 1-0, I'm sorry. And the pitch, another one inside. Mr. Briggs turns his cheek to that one. So the count is 2-0 here on Kenneth Briggs, as we definitely need for Cam Armstrong to be careful on the first base there, because that pitcher will throw it as he throws another one over there to Cam. Cam dives back safe and sound. Looks like we lost. We may have lost connection, folks. Oh, no. Swing and a miss there. All right, so Mr. Briggs ahead in the count 2-1. We do have Cam Armstrong sitting at first base, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning. The pitch. Mr. Briggs foul tips it down first base line. And now the count is even at 2-2. Counts even at 2-2. Mr. Briggs battling here at the plate with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Nice cut by Mr. Briggs as he sends a shot out to left field. If it stays fair, it's good. It stays fair. So Mr. Briggs hits a bomb out to left field. Cam Armstrong boogies around home plate. So Mr. Briggs, once again, given the opportunity, he is showing up and showing out here at Red Devil Stadium as he gets a double and gets an RBI as well as Cam Armstrong comes boogieing home. So they call a timeout, but Mr. Briggs hits a deep bomb to left field out of the reach of the left fielder's glove. And he turns that into a double as Cam Armstrong scores off the base hit, off the double, all the way around from first base. So outstanding job there by Mr. Briggs. He continues to come through for our junior varsity Rams. So we add another one to the scoreboard. So now we only trail by 2 with the score of 4-6. So conversation with the coaches, they decide to keep the pitcher in. And we have made our way back to the top of the lineup as Nick Johnson will be stepping into the batter's box. So once again, we on that 2-out rally that our junior varsity Rams love to be in as they continue to add those runs with 2 outs. So once again, 2 outs here on our Rams. Mr. Briggs just hit a double. He's sitting on second base after bringing the RBI of Cam Armstrong all the way around. Swung on and popped back to the dugout or popped back to the backstop. And so now Mr. Johnson is behind in the count 0-1. Number 3, Jace Yearwood, is sitting on deck as once again we had made our way back to the top of the lineup. So no better time than now to start a rally as we trail on the scoreboard by 2 with a count of 6-4 as the pitcher bounces one in there, and that'll even out the count at 1-1. So we're going back and forth with some of these outstanding fans here at Druid Hills as they understand that they had a lead, but here comes the darkness. As they're hoping for the darkness, just like the players are. Oh, man, it's kind of funny. But, hey, folks, we're going to try to stay up as long as we can. We're going to try to keep this rally going because the darkness is coming as Nick hits one right back to the pitcher. So a solid hit. Pitcher grabs the ball, sends it over to first base, and that'll be 3 outs here in the inning. So we got to hurry up and get 3 up and 3 down so we can get another chance to get another bat because we're up against the darkness right now, folks.
We should take time out, swing.
When the need to ship and move items hits your daily grind, you need to go see Mark and his crew at the Mailbox Plus in the Kroger Shopping Center on Salem Road. If you're big on customer service, his team will handle all of your needs lickety-split. That's Mailbox Plus on Salem Road. When you step out into the community, you're bound to see old friends. The Clay Mart, ran by Johnny and Clay, have a store where you can find any and everything imaginable needed to be productive in your day-to-day activities. I was amazed with some of the things that I saw that I wouldn't know where to look for the otherwise. You have to stop by the Clay Mart just to find something you thought you were not even looking for. Great people running this establishment that's only a rock throw away from One Ram Way. So as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning, we have changed pitchers here. We now have Kurt Campbell on the mound. And we need to do our best 3 up and 3 down inning that we've ever had because if not, This daylight is not going to be kind to us because the darkness is on its way. So there again, another reason why they start the games early at 5 o'clock. Not quite sure what time they get out of school, but they may want to even move back to 4:30 to try to even get more time because it doesn't seem. I can't imagine them ever getting a 7 inning game in, especially before daylight savings time came in. So that being said, we just have to know, and our boys have to know whenever we play the DeKalb County team, get your runs early and get on the board early because you'll be up against it when you think you have 7 innings and you only have 5. All right, Coach Campbell takes the mound here at the bottom of the 4th inning. Jacorian Weaver, pretty good day on the mound. Unfortunately, didn't have a lot of calls go his way as the strike zone, the out zone, and everything imaginable needed by the umpires was not being called today. And that's just a little adversity our boys have to run into as well. So as we start the bottom of the 4th inning, this is definitely an inning that we need to have a sense of urgency in because we need to get back up. And we are near the top of our order, so definitely a good opportunity to try to squeeze some runs across the plate. All right, number 24 here for the Red Devils will be stepping into the batter's box as our main man, Kurt Campbell, takes the heel. And let's see what he can do today. The pitch. Low and outside, Kurt's first pitch, and he's behind in the count 1-0. Kurt rocks and fires. Oh, and batter catches one off the inside hip.
Hey, it might be getting a little dog out here.
And so
He couldn't even see the ball to get out the way.
all right, so they start off with a man hit by pitch by Kurt as he comes back again for the second one. Oh my gosh, bounce in front of the plate. Anthony doesn't really have a chance. He grabs the ball, tosses it back to Kurt, but their man boogies down to second base, and now they have a man in scoring position. So Kurt trying to find his accuracy again here, starting early off in the 4th inning. Takes a deep breath, peeks down the hole. He doesn't do a lot to get prepared. He just comes in there and rocks and fires. So right there, that one's hit right over the pitcher's mound, bounces off. The man on second thought about scoring. He turned it in. The man on first. Oh, my goodness, turn on first. So we're throwing the ball all over the diamond, but fortunately, the runner on third decides to stay there. Batter turns it into a double, and now they have 2 minutes in scoring position with no outs here in the bottom of the 4th. So we cut 2 runs off the lead, but now we're in jeopardy of giving at least 1 or 2 back here. No outs in the bottom of the 4th. Kurt bounces another one up in there. Good stop by Mr. Vasquez. As Kurt starts off behind in the count 1-0. Kurt rocks and fires. Swung on by the batter. Pops it out to left field. There's nobody out there. Kenneth grabs the ball. Looks like both runners come in. Kenneth throws it to the cutoff man. And the batter gets a RBI, 2 RBIs on a single.
Hey, get a little dog out here.
And they just took those 2 runs away that we just had on base. So with no outs here in the bottom of the 4th, they lead by 4 runs, 8-4, as Kurt throws high and inside. Batter backs out. And that'll take the count to 1-0.
Yep, stay in there, Blue. You see it?
That pitch is high as well. Count goes to 2-0.
Get his pitch right here. If you come in there, let him know.
So Kurt doesn't take a whole lot of time when he's on the mound and delivering the pitch. So kudos goes out to the umpire behind the mound as he's making sure that Kurt doesn't do a balk and gives him instruction to avoid that. And the pitch. That's right down the middle by Kurt. So good pitch there by Kurt Campbell. And the count goes to 2-1. They do have a man on first base. Kurt bounces one in there. Runner thinks about taking off, decides otherwise, heads back to first base. Mr. Vasquez scrambles, picks up the ball, and tosses it back to Kurt. So now Kurt's behind in the count 3-1. And the pitch.
There you go. Good call.
Swung on a foul down the first base line.
Good call.
So now the count is full. What's going on? All right, so they called a balk on Kurt, and he's doing something out there that the umpire's trying to have him avoid, but apparently he did it again. So they called a balk. That'll take the count back down to 3-1, but the runner gets a free pass to second base. So Kurt's doing something out there. I don't know if he's double tapping. That's what it seemed like the umpire was saying. Oh, that's high and outside, and we'll walk the batter. So no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Man on first and second. And the pitch, high and inside. But we missed a couple. Oh, that was low and outside. So Kurt starts off behind 2-0.
Get a pitch right here.
They do have a man on first and second. There are no outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. We trail on the scoreboard 8-4. Kurt catches that outside corner on that one. He's battling back into this count. And now he trails 2-1. 2-1. And the pitch. He bounces one up to the plate, and now the count is 3-1. So Kurt finds himself in some dangerous territory as if it walked this batter. That's going to make the bases loaded. So take a deep breath, Kurt, and come out firing. And the pitch. Right down the middle, smashed over the left field. It goes over the head of the left fielder. He still hasn't received the ball. He got the ball now. He tosses it into Jason, the cutoff. But the batter looks like he's going to get a double, and he's going to bring 2 more runs in. So he smacks one to left field. And now they increase their runs to 10 runs on their scoreboard, and we trail 10-4 here in the bottom of the fourth. As the batter hit a double, a 2 RBI double. And we still have no outs here, folks, here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So Kurt Campbell trying to find his accuracy, trying to find a way to get a runner out here. That one goes outside, and the count goes to 1-0.
Oh, they're going to get that 2-hour threshold. He's going to call it. He got 7 minutes.
And the pitch. That's a nice pitch by Kurt. He gets one across the plate, and it's now even at 1-1.
Hey, now you ready, Joe? Now you ready, Joe?
Look like he caught the inside corner, but of course with this umpire, that's definitely not going to be a strike. And now the count goes to 2-1. That's a nice pitch right there. Oh, my goodness. I mean, even the good pitches we can't get. I mean, come on, man. That is unbelievable. So the count goes to 3-1. You have to throw it right down the middle. That's the only way this guy's gonna call a strike. So Kurt takes the count full at 3-2.
Stay hot, Joe. Stay hot.
They lead on the scoreboard 10-4 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And the pitch. Strike. And so he gets his strikeout. So good job by Kurt. He gets his first strikeout of the inning. So that's our first out here of the inning, folks. As we're desperately trying to get up and battle. So they do have a man on second base here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Nice pitch there by Kurt. And he gives him a strike. And Kurt starts off ahead of this batter 0-1. And the pitch. Hit down to second base. Jacorin grabs it up, tosses it over to Cameron. Cam tosses it back to the pitcher, and we get our second out of the inning. Their runner is on second, moves over to third base.
Two minutes.
Two outs here. First pitch is a ball to this next batter. And the pitch. Oh, check swing. Fouls it off to the first base line. And now the count's even at 1-1. So good job by Jacorin to be able to grab that one up and toss it over to first base. Cameron Horn grabs it and gets the second out of the inning for us. So we're trying to work on this third out. The count is even at 1-1. And the pitch. Kurt throws a knife curveball just a little bit high. Takes the count to 2-1.
Curveball in the dirt. You got to score.
Kurt throws another strike, so now he evens up the count at 2-2. So Kurt won't strike away from getting us out of the inning. They kind of added 4 more runs here in the bottom of the fourth, so we got all our work cut out for us, but we may have one more opportunity. And the pitch. Nice pitch. So Kurt throws right there, the pitch we desperately needed, and gets us out of the inning. So looks like they're trying to make a decision here. Not sure if they're going to let us continue on. It is at dusk, and so I don't know if they're going to try to give us one more inning. But he's looking at the other umpire to try to see if they're going to call it. They're trying to do everything they can to call this game, even though they did add another 4 innings, which takes the score to 10-4. So I'm not quite sure if they go off a hour time limit. But when you play in DeKalb County, this is the best you're going to get is 5 innings. So we may not even get this inning in, but looks like they're talking about it. Umpire walks over to the other coach, and looks like they're going to call it a game. So it looks like they're going to make the call. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure. But it looks like they're going to give us 1 inning maybe. Looks like they're going to play 1 inning at the most. So we do have a chance. So thought they was going to call it out, but they are going to give us an opportunity to play the top of the 5th inning. Our boys trail on the scoreboard 10-4 as we gave up 4 runs that last inning. We are at the top of our order for the most part, with Jace coming up to bat, and Devontae will be on deck. So it looks like they've changed pitchers here for the top of the 5th inning. Once again, we trail 10-4 as the game started off with total chaos, with the calls being made, actually being started early. And now we are in a position 10-4. Six runs to try to make up here in the top of the fifth. All right, number 3, Jay Sherwood steps into the batter's box with Devontae Hardiman on deck. We get a chance, an opportunity to try to cut into this 4-10 lead. First pitch is bounced up to the plate and goes ball. Okay, he called that first pitch a strike on Jace, but Jace puts it in play and gets out. So, you know what? All right, so Devontae is the next man here in the batter's box. Ball is high and outside. Count is 1-0. Kurt Campbell sits on deck. One out here in the top of the fifth inning. This will definitely be the last inning of the game. Oh, big swing and miss there by Devontae, and the count's even up at 1-1. That one's high inside. Devontae jumps out the way, may should have wore, but I know Devontae wants to hit the ball, especially when he knows this is the last inning of the game. And Devontae will be ahead in the count here 2-1. 2-1. One out here in the top of the fifth inning. And the pitch swung on and missed. Big cut there by Devontae. And the count is now evened up at 2-2. Swung on and hit by Devontae. Shortstop catches in the hole, tosses it over to first, and they get their second out of the inning. So Devontae put it in place, and the shortstop gathers it up, tosses it over to first, and that's out number 2 here. So hopefully we can get one of those 2-out rallies. The darkness may beat that rally from coming on full-fledged. But number 15, Kurt Campbell, steps into the batter's box, and Jaquan Weaver sits on deck. We trail on the scoreboard here 10-4. Out here at Druid Hills, home of the Red Devils baseball program, new stadium, but they decided not to put in lights. Kurt pops one out, and that looks like that could be trouble there as the third baseman gets it in the sights, and he makes the catch, folks, and that looked like that's the ball game. So if both teams line up, folks, just one of those troubling games right there. Can't blame that all on the boys. There's some plays that they didn't make, but probably one of the worst umpires I've ever seen. One of the worst umpires I've seen. And that's something that we have to live with. So, folks, hey, we take a tough loss here. Score of 10-4. Our junior varsity Rams go down to the Druid Hills Red Devils. And that'll be the game, folks. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning into the live broadcast, whether it be on Facebook or YouTube. Definitely let folks know that we're broadcasting, and we'll be right back here again I don't think we play again for almost a week. I got to look at the scoreboard at the schedule to find out when we play again. But folks, one of those games right there. We'll retool and come back and live to fight another game. Once again, thank you everybody for showing up. We will see you on the next pitch.
You guys, they always